A machine for the future. Hello, my name is Rosie. This is my brother. Hi, I'm Ben. This is Grandpa. And here's Grandpa's fantastic van. It can go anywhere. Chapter 1. Where are we going to go today, Grandpa? Asked Rosie. We're going to stay here in town, said Grandpa. I got an email from a young scientist. Her name's Sam. She's built a new machine that she wants to show to me and to some other scientists. What does the machine do? Asked Ben. I don't know, said Grandpa. Clunk stopped the van outside a big building, and Grandpa and the children went inside. A few scientists were already there. Sam was waiting for them. Please follow me to my laboratory, she said. In the laboratory, she pointed to a small machine. This is the most important machine since the first wheel. When I finish my work on this machine, the world will be a different place. We'll never need cars, trains, or planes again. Sam took a coin from her pocket and put it in the machine. Then she turned on the machine. It started to make strange noises. What's it doing? Asked one scientist. Grandpa knew the answer, but he said nothing. Suddenly, there were lights all around the coin, and then, the coin's gone, said one of the scientists. Sam smiled. My machine has sent it somewhere else. Where? Asked Max. I'm not sure, said Sam. I still have some work to do on the machine. And can this machine bring the coin here again? Asked one man. No, but... This isn't good, said another scientist. Perhaps the coin fell on the floor. Or maybe it's in Sam's pocket again, said another scientist. Chapter 2. You don't understand, Sam said to the scientists. Please let her explain, said Grandpa. He understood the machine. It used the same ideas as his van. But the other scientists were moving to the door. I'm too busy for this, said one woman. Me too. And me. Please wait, said Sam. If you listen, you'll understand. But the last scientist left and closed the door behind him. Perhaps I was wrong about my machine, Sam said sadly. The door opened and Clunk came in. I was waiting in the park outside when something strange happened, he said. There was nothing on the ground and then suddenly this was there. He had the coin in one hand. I was right, said Sam excitedly. My machine sent the coin to a new place. Sam ran to a second, much bigger machine and turned it on. What are you doing? Asked Ben. That little machine was the first one that I built, said Sam. It can send things, but it can't bring them home again. So I built this second machine. It won't send things to new places. It will take them. It's very big, said Max. Of course, said Sam. It has to be big enough to take people. She started to push buttons. I'm going to try the machine on me next. Wait, Sam. Have you done this before? Asked Rosie. Never. Where will it take you? Asked Ben. I don't know. It's exciting, said Sam. It may be dangerous, said Max. The big machine started to make the same noises. Goodbye, Sam shouted. Chapter 3. The machine's noises got louder and louder. The lights around it moved faster and faster. But there was a problem. The lights were getting bigger and bigger. Run, shouted Clunk to the others, but it was too late. The lights were around them all now. Then, bang! There was a loud sound and the biggest flash of light. Ben opened his eyes slowly. He was on the ground and his head hurt. What happened? He asked. He looked around slowly. Now they weren't in the laboratory or in the park outside. Next to him, Rosie started to stand up. The machine brought us a very long way, she said. They were in a dark swamp. Where's Grandpa? Asked Max. There, said Rosie. Grandpa's eyes weren't open. Clunk was trying to wake him up, but he couldn't do it. Sam was sleeping too. Where's the machine? Asked Ben. We can't go home without it. There was a sound from the water in the swamp. Oh no, said Max. There's the machine, but it's sinking into the swamp. Rosie turned to Clunk. You always carry a rope with you, she said to the robot. Clunk opened the box in his chest and took out a long rope. Then the robot pulled out his arms. They got longer and longer until they reached the top of the machine. Quickly, Clunk tied the rope to it. He and the children picked up the other end out of the rope. Pull, shouted Max. Chapter 4. They pulled and pulled, but the machine was too heavy. It's no good, said Rosie. It's still sinking. We have another problem, said Max. There's an alligator in the swamp. The children were afraid, but they didn't run. I have an idea, Ben said. We were learning about machines at school last week. He pointed to Clunk's wheels. We'll need your wheels, Clunk. 5 minutes later, Clunk was on a branch in a tree. The rope went from the machine and around his wheels. Ben, Rosie, and Max had the other end of the rope. It's a pulley, said Ben. With wheels like this, you can lift things that are very heavy. That's great, but please go faster, said Max. The alligator's getting closer. Grandpa opened his eyes. An alligator, he said. How interesting. Then he saw the children. They were pulling the rope. Slowly, the machine moved up out of the dark swamp. When the machine was high enough, Ben shouted, Okay, Clunk, now start to swing the rope this way, please. Clunk began to swing the heavy machine. Sam was waking up. Max helped her to stand up. Where are we? Asked the young scientist. We can talk about that later, said Max. Now we have to go before that hungry alligator gets here. Clunk was still swinging the rope with the machine on it. Clunk, be careful, shouted Rosie. That branch is going to break. But Rosie was too late. The branch broke. Chapter 5. Clunk jumped from the tree and hit the ground. At the same time, Sam's machine hit the ground. Is the machine okay? Asked Ben. Did it break? I'm not sure, said Sam. The alligator was out of the water now. It opened its mouth and the children saw lots of sharp teeth. Behind it, other dark shapes moved quietly through the water. More alligators. Everyone was behind the machine now. Sam was pushing buttons as quickly as she could. When will this machine take us home? Asked Max. A few alligators were out of the water now. Suddenly there was a noise from the machine, then a few lights. The noise got louder, the lights got bigger, and then, we're going home, said Rosie. There was another flash, and then they were in Sam's laboratory again. You're a fantastic scientist, Grandpa told Sam, but you must be very careful with this machine. Here's a book that might help you with your work, and if you ever want to talk about your ideas, please call me. Thank you, said Sam. Outside, Rosie asked Grandpa, Why didn't you tell Sam about your van? Grandpa said, Sam was right. The world's going to be very different when everyone can use a machine like that. But people aren't ready for it yet. Everyone got in the van. Shall we go somewhere exciting? Asked Grandpa. No, thanks, said Max. Let's go home. Sam didn't see Grandpa's van as it drove into the circle of lights outside. She was working happily on her amazing machine for the future.